When I am Preston Poole, that is Tyler Adams straight out of Matt Ravis's dreams. Yes, I did hear that this morning. A little weird, but I'll let it slide. This is Unadvised here on the Sports Animal YouTube, Facebook, and on our very own X account at Unadvised Pod. How does it feel when another man tells you that you were in his dreams?
I'm just glad it led to where it led and not down a different route. It could have gotten really weird. Weird.
It was not weird at all, except for you being a frat douchebag. Other than that, I think that it went well. We've been off for like a week or so due to Thunder basketball playing the most games that you could play in the first 2 weeks of an NBA schedule.
Yeah,
it's been
how we feel about tonight, Preston. We don't have to deep dive into the game, but just you and the grind you're gonna have to get through.
Not too happy that it's a 10 p.m. tip. I'll say that.
There's K cups in the break room.
After this, by the way, this is pre-recorded, and I think I'm gonna go take a nap right after this to get ready for what is ahead tonight. So we'll see. We got another one coming up here in a couple of weeks as well. So it definitely sucks. But let's go ahead and get into some college football over the weekend. Oklahoma travels to Knoxville, Tennessee. They knock off the Volunteers in a game, T-Bag. If you look at the box score, you're like, Oklahoma got dominated in this game because Tennessee had probably close to 500 yards almost in this one. They had 393 passing yards.
Aguilar had over
63 rushing yards. Yeah, he had 393 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But somehow, some way, the Sooners come out with a win, 33-27. John Mateer doesn't even throw a touchdown pass. They get a touchdown on defense from R. Mason Thomas, who is running with the pulled hamstring 30 yards into the end zone. Yep. The defense finally starts to get some turnovers. They had 3 total in that game, 2 interceptions, and really kind of 2 big interceptions because that last one, T-Bag, set them up with 20 seconds left in the first half to kick a field goal and go up 6 at the half.
That R. Mason Thomas play, if OU goes and wins out this season and makes a playoff, that'll be the most Nick Anderson against Texas, and I guess maybe the LeBron against Texas. But outside of Texas, outside of the Texas games, which you get crazy plays in that all the time, that's going to be an all-time play. Like you said with the box score, if you look at the box score, you're like, oh, Tennessee dominated this. But here's the thing, Preston. OU dominated when they need to dominate. Yeah. In the first half, OU dominated when they needed to get a scoop and score, and they did. They dominated when they needed to get an interception to lead to a field goal at the end of the half, which they did. In the second half, it was John Mateer, kind of came back to the John Mateer that we saw earlier this season. Defense stepped up and made plays. Also, shout out that Tennessee tight end that just the ball hit him right in the face mask. And man, I bet that was fun watching on film. So Tennessee dominated in a lot of aspects, but when OU needed to make a play or when OU needed to control the clock later in the game, outside of that questionable pass call, was it 3rd down or 4th down whenever they were in the RPO that should have never had a pass option.
Yeah.
They made the plays when they had to make them, and it's something that we've seen them do. So it's not like it's surprising, but it finally kind of all came into a correlation together on Saturday.
No, 100%. I was in the midst during that game of a 30 for 30. So one of my best friends was turning 30.
I heard. Gideon was telling me about this, and he was very worried about your bladder.
So I was trying to take down 30 beers. I don't remember how much I had, but I got close. I'll tell you that. And so I'm sitting here watching that Xavier Robinson, where he went down at the 1 yard line, and I had bet Xavier Robinson to score a touchdown, and I had forgot that he scored a touchdown already at that point. And so I was just going crazy.
In the end zone.
Go in. And he went down at the 1, and I was like, this is dreadful. I also had the over in that game as well, and that touchdown would have cashed on the over as well. And so I was like, you're killing me here, dude. Like, all you need to do is just go into the end zone. And, obviously in my brain, I'm like, I just want to win my bets. Ended up doing that anyways, obviously, because he scored earlier in the game, and then Mateer goes in and scores that touchdown, and the over easily cashes. But yeah, I mean, that first half, like you said, that first drive, if they don't get that touchdown from R. Mason Thomas, I mean, you're looking at being down 14 points in the first quarter, and that's a dreadful spot to be on the road in the SEC.
Yeah, that's something I don't know if this OU team can rebound from, but they didn't have to. So, it's just one of those plays. I mean, there's just there sometimes football teams just have plays that make or break a season, and that play keeps OU alive. And if they do win out, they go into Tuscaloosa and win. And they finish their next 2 home games with a win. I mean, that's just a play that you're gonna always look back and be like that. I mean, if that play doesn't happen, who knows? Who knows what happens? Like that, the domino effect of that play could be massive.
Well, I mean, you look at it, and if they drop that one in Tennessee, they drop one against Alabama, they drop one against Missouri, and potentially, who knows what LSU is going to be like now that they fired Brian Kelly.
I think they might be better.
Yeah,
I still think OU. I still think OU is going to beat them, but I think LSU might be better without Brian Kelly now.
Yeah, but there's a scenario where you drop that one in Tennessee, you'd lose the rest of your games, and Brent Venables is looking for a new job. And I don't think that's going to be the case now, obviously, because they've won 7 games. Obviously, they're going to a bowl game. They've got 2 home games left that they should win. And if you go out and you steal one at Alabama, you win your 2 home games, you're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and
no doubt about
it. That's a good spot to be if you're Oklahoma. Obviously, the rankings, the first college football playoff rankings come out probably as this episode is coming out. I won't be able to watch because I have YouTube TV. So someone please let me know how that ranking show goes. But yeah, that was a massive win on the road for the Sooners, and probably the best win in Brent Venables' tenure at Oklahoma as well.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say 2023 Texas, like that win might mean more to people because it was against Texas, and Texas number 3 at the time, everything that went into it. But that was the most meaningful win of his career. That was, to me, that was the most impressive win of his career because going on the road in a game where you had to win, you just plain and simple, there's no other way around it. You had to win, and they did.
And a lot of people might say, well, what about Alabama last year? Who the hell cares about that? Because that meant absolutely nothing in terms of your season. It was cool to beat Alabama on senior night at home, but that meant absolutely nothing when it came down to it.
In the big picture like that, to me, that Alabama win last year is not even like the top 10 or 15 greatest wins in NBA history. It was just an awesome night for what it was. That's all it was. Exactly. It was just great at the time.
Yeah, 100%. Any other thoughts on this Oklahoma game before we move on to I've got a question about Oklahoma State.
Oh boy, let's get to it.
My question right now is, because we've been seeing all this stuff this week about who they've interviewed potentially, and I obviously I don't know how much any of that is true, but as we stand right now, and I kind of heard you talk about this a little earlier, but who is on your hot board at the moment for Oklahoma State?
Okay, so I'm gonna do who's on my hot board, as in who I think are the top 3-4 actual candidates, not necessarily who I would want. Now, most of these guys, all these guys, I would buy it. Every single coach, if they could hire you, Preston Pullback, Preston's gonna get the job. I
guarantee we'd have some money flowing through Stillwater if I was the head coach.
I'd be campaigning for you. I'd be door knocking. So I would say right now it's Golish, Robinson, GJ, Eric Morris from North Texas, and Colin Klein.
Yeah.
Those are probably the top 5 right now. If I had to pick from those 3, I'd say probably my top 2 would be Eric Morris and Alex Golish. Those would be my top 2 choices right now. Zach Robinson, we've gone through it a lot. I feel like on this show, just on the airwaves in general, and just everyone's that's talked about this coaching search. Zach Robinson it doesn't necessarily fire me up altogether, because what has he really done as an offensive
He's been
coordinator?
consistent in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's a chance he might get fired from the Falcons this year. I mean, there's a chance he's fired from his current job this season. No head coaching experience. He's not going to be able to bring players in the portal with him. Now, don't get me wrong. I will buy into Zach Robinson. That's going to be very easy to sell me on. But right now, where we stand on November 4th, at 3:30 in the afternoon, I would say Alex Golesh and Eric Morris are my top two candidates.
Yeah, and I think, look, obviously, young guy is what you're going to want, right? You want a young guy who's going to come in there and kind of rejuvenate things in Stillwater. So my big board of coaches: Brian Kelly, James Franklin, Jimbo Fisher. I'm trying to think. Hugh Freeze, maybe we could get in there.
Bring back Les Miles.
Les Miles. I want chaos and something just funny that to like Gideon Hamilton says. It would just be great for our radio station.
See, James Franklin, the more I think about James Franklin, the more I'm like, I want James Franklin. Like, the more I think about it, the more I want it.
Like, I don't think everything
Brian
that
Kelly
happened
and
at Penn
Hugh
State
Freeze.
was James Franklin's fault.
Brian Kelly and Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
I would still be wearing orange and black on Saturday. I'm not going to switch over my team, but it would feel different rooting for OSU.
No,
Brian Kelly or Hugh Freeze was my head coach because I don't really like those people.
No, they're not good people.
In general,
And obviously that was a joke. I don't think or want Oklahoma State to get involved with those.
Preston, don't act like you would not love OSU to hire Brian Kelly. Don't act like that would be the best thing ever.
I would think it would be absolutely hilarious.
Yes,
and
yes, it'd be great for our jobs. It would be great for what we do.
I'll tell you this. Kelly. If they hire Brian Kelly or Hugh Freeze, I will volunteer myself to go on the Oklahoma State beat and be there for every practice and every post game and everything.
Oh boy, that's a big commitment right there.
I will volunteer myself for that. I mean, as far as the Cowboys go against their game against Kansas, they lost 38-21. Zane Flores finally threw a touchdown, threw two of them for that fact. And then Sessi Valahi had a rushing touchdown as well. You won one quarter. You won the first quarter.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, if they settled for 2 field goals in the second quarter, both of them were misses. If you just go 1 for 2 there, or if you just settle for 1 field goal and make it, which one was a 19-yarder. So, I mean, it was blocked, but that tough. It was also at the 1 yard line if you're able to punch it in there. And then the other one, which is a 40-something yarder, I believe. If you're just able to just go, 10 points right there instead of 0 points, which I know is asking a lot, but I mean, there's a chance but it wouldn't have been crazy to ask for at the time with the way OSU was moving the football. I mean, OSU could have won that game. I'll say this. I am more confident as the season goes on that I know there's less and less games for them to win, but I'm more confident. And it's not like I'm like, confident they're going to do it. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. I'm more confident as in like, I've gone through it from a 10% chance they're going to win a game to like an 18% chance they could win a game. I think they could. They're getting better. Like, you do have to give credit to this team that they're not quitting. The guys that are still there are you can tell they're still bought in. They're still trying to get, a win. They're trying to get better, and they have. The defense has gotten improved. The offense with Zane looked much better. Obviously, having a quarterback helps. Potential Haas Haney return in 2 weeks against Kansas State. So, do I think they're going to win a game? No, but Kansas State I think is beatable, especially at home. Central Florida is, I think, is definitely beatable, and then Iowa State. If they're 6-5 or 7-4 coming into the game, and it doesn't really matter whether they win or lose. That could be a game where you just kind of get them at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. By the way, this Shams Charania just put out a tweet. Zion Williamson out 7 to 10 days. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk Zion?
I thought you were about to say weeks. But
who would have thunk Zion got hurt? By the way, tonight, Kawhi is questionable. Who would have thought Kawhi
He's
would
out.
miss a basketball game? Oh, he's out now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just refreshed Twitter, and
Okay.
first one I'm seeing is Kawhi Leonard and Bradley Beal both out.
Well, okay. There you go. Florida should have beat Georgia. They didn't. Georgia wins 24 to 20. Some other games. Texas.
Talk about another bad beat. The Georgia running back taking the knee at the 1 yard line to not cover. Woo!
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I need to look and see what the over under in this game was, and I saw it and I'm like, well, that sucks for whoever bet the over on that game because that would have cashed.
It was for the over and the spread because I think it was 7.5 and Georgia was up 4.
Oh yeah,
scored.
Yeah.
I remember they showed like the Georgia fans and like 90% of them are celebrating, but you see like a couple like
you
can
they
tell
knew
had
what
to
was
take it
going
on the spread. Yeah, they're like that. That's tough.
That was a bad beat. Texas beats Vanderbilt 34-31 as Vanderbilt tried to storm back.
Another bad beat. Texas minus 3.5. They're controlling that game, and that 2-point conversion also that should have never counted.
Yeah. Shocker, Miami is not back. They drop one to SMU. The day after SMU signs their head coach to an extension. What else happened in college football over the weekend? Trying to just go down here and see. Not really much else. Nebraska loses to USC. Nebraska is not back for another season, so we'll have to wait for Big Red to be back for another year.
The luck has finally caught up to Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets. They've found miraculous ways to win week after week, and the luck ran up. Still an awesome season. Still have a chance for the playoffs. Still have a chance for the ACC, but the undefeated dream caught up to them against NC State this last week.
Yeah, they lost 48 to 36 to NC State. So Haynes King though 408 yards. Jeez,
he's a stud. He's a stud. Also, shout out. Speaking of Georgia Tech, shout out former Georgia Tech quarterback, COVID legend Jeff Sims. Backup quarterback for Arizona State beats Iowa State, and they put his jersey in the Arizona State Hall of Fame. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, I did not see that. This is what his 7th year in college football.
So it's something crazy. But yeah, they Arizona State, they put out on their official Twitter page, the football team, that they've hung his jersey in the Arizona State Athletics Hall of Fame.
Well, good for him.
Which is pretty crazy.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He played at Nebraska as well.
Yeah.
He's been at a bunch of schools. He's bunch of schools.
He's a journey. He's
like go ahead.
God. I was just going to say he's like the Jacoby Brissett of college football.
By the way, shout out West Virginia. West Virginia beats Houston 45-35 as well this last weekend. So crazy scores in college football. I gotta love it. It's chaos season in college football right now.
It's all there's like I saw a thing today. It's like who's still alive for the playoff. Like with now a lot of these teams like have to win the conference. Like Arizona State and Utah technically still alive for the playoff because they can still win the conference. But there's like 31 teams out there still that could technically find their way into the playoff. Now a lot of them are going to cancel each other out. But it just goes to show like the chaos of college football we're having. I mean, it's November and we have 30 teams that have a dream and a reality somewhere out there where they're in the college football playoff.
All right. Anything else on college football before we move into NFL and trade deadline stuff in the NFL?
I think we've covered it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the National Football League. Today was their trade deadline, and it just ended about, 12, 13 minutes before we started recording this. Now, at this point, it's been about 40 minutes or so. Biggest traders today were the New York Jets. They moved 2 of their stars to different teams. One of those being Sauce Gardner, who gets traded to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks. And then what is his first name? Why am I blanking on Williams, the defensive tackle? Yeah, Quinnen Williams gets traded to the Cowboys for 2 picks and Mozzie Smith. That doesn't make the Cowboys any better. They still suck. And even I was like looking on here, ESPN has their like winners and losers of the trade deadline, and it said loser, the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas didn't get any better, but they did pick up a decent defensive tackle. Imagine T-Bag.
Don't forget
trading.
Logan Wilson.
Yeah, well, he's very forgettable. So imagine trading your all-pro defensive end in Micah Parsons, only to a couple months later trade for an all-pro defensive tackle and Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, you could have just had a really good defensive line, but
yeah. So yeah, that's two of the biggest one. Your guy Rashid Shaheed gets traded to the Seahawks to play next to JSN, so that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a good move
there. Yeah, I thought that was a very good move.
Yeah.
And the only guy left on the New York Jets is Breece Hall, and he was the one that wanted to get traded the most.
Don't forget Garrett Wilson. But yeah,
Garrett Wilson as well. Yeah,
he did want to get. He went off this or was it 2 weeks ago against the Bengals because trying to say, well, not special, like trade for me. I still got it.
How about this? ESPN is getting after it. Deadline winner, wide receiver Jacoby Myers. Deadline loser, wide receiver Jacoby Myers. How can you be a winner and a loser of the deadline?
Winner, you're going to does Florida have no income tax? You're going to a state with no income tax.
I don't know.
Loser, you have to live in Jacksonville.
Yeah, you go from Vegas to Jacksonville.
Yeah, cheaper.
Yeah, true. Very, very much cheaper. Even though he's on a 3-year, $33 million contract, so I don't think he cares about the price of things. So, but the Jets, how about the Jets? They get 4 first-round picks today, or they're going to have 4 first-round picks.
Might as well. Might as well.
Yeah.
Like, what good is Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner do when you just suck as bad as you do?
Yeah. Now all Woody Johnson needs to do is get Brick into college football and start watching college football.
Go get him the new NCAA game and just have him start grinding, finding the good players.
That's exactly what they'll have to do. Exactly. So
there's this guy named Jeremiah Smith. He's going to be eligible next year.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good.
He's a lock. Maybe look at quarterbacks as well too. Brick, you might need to do that too. So how about your Bears?
Dude, I fell asleep. I fell asleep, Preston. On Saturday, I took advantage of the extra night of daylight savings.
Yes.
And then I had to go to a play for my little cousins that evening. And so I was like, I gotta get a quick nap in. So the Bears were up 14 with like a minute 47, I think was what it was. And the Bengals had the ball. I was like, all right, even if they score here, there's no way. I was like, no way it's going to happen. And so fell asleep, woke up like an hour later. My phone just blew up. And I was like, what did I miss? And sure enough, I'm mad at myself for falling asleep because those are one of those moments where you're like, I wish I was awake to experience like all those feelings and like the roller coaster of that. But at the same time, it's like, that would have been brutal to go through as well. Like I would have been very negative Nancy for about about 90 seconds where it looked like the Bears were going to lose. I was going to be very, 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 very negative Nancy.
Colson Loveland finally arrives. 6 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. They won. The Bears had 4 people throw passes this weekend as well.
Johnson.
It looks like you've got a new tailback in, how do you say his name? Monagai?
Mangandi? I still can't get it. Matt Ravis was even Magand, even like helping me this morning. I was like,
He had 26 carries, 176 yards. Didn't score, but still 26 carries and 176 yards is pretty good. So shout out the Bears. They might be on the right track right now.
Dude, it just feels different with Ben Johnson. I'm not saying I think the Bears, they could be a playoff team this year. Obviously, they're 5-3. I think that's about their peak is a playoff team. But the culture just kind of feels like it's starting to shift because past Bears teams, there's just no way that they would have made it through these first 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Without some sort of collapse because they've won 3 games where usually they lose, but if you let them hang around in the fourth quarter, they're going to strike, and they've done that.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. My Chargers were down 14-7 to the Titans in the first quarter.
Not for
then,
not for the game itself,
yeah.
but for what happened in the game.
Yeah, Joe Alt is hurt for the season. He's out. That just means that Justin Herbert is going to be under attack for the remainder of the season. It's going to be bad. Look, any day of the week, you're like, I would love to be Justin Herbert, except for Sunday when he's just getting his ass kicked by defensive linemen in the NFL, because that's just how it's going to go the rest of the season.
Yeah, but then Sunday night when he gets to go home to Madison Beer, she's like, "I'm so sorry, baby." Like that's when you get jealous again.
Yeah, so maybe just a couple hours on Sunday where you feel bad. You would not want to trade spots for him, but they win 27-20.
I think I think you need her in about April or May. I think you need her to break up with him. That way he can go through the sad
it's like a
phase.
revenge tour.
But then right when training camp starts, it's just like his head just pops up. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like his eyes are closed and they pop open like the Undertaker.
Yeah. You don't want her to break up with him in like June or early July, right before training camp. You want to give him time to grieve for a second, because I don't know if Justin's had a serious girlfriend or not yet. I mean, he's like a pretty low key guy. So he's got to experience, or if he's going to experience that, it's going to take him a while to get over it. But I do think that's going to be. I think that's the last infinity sin for him.
Well, I for one hope this is a loving and fruitful relationship between two young lovers.
Do you want a Super Bowl or not, Preston?
I want everything. Damn it, Teabag, I want everything. Other games in the NFL, the Vikings knock off the Lions. How about them Panthers? Look, I was wrong, but then I was right, Teabag. Before the season, I said, watch out for the Panthers. They played like crap like the first couple of weeks, and I said, well, I was wrong. I'm sorry, guys. But they're 5-4, and they just beat the Packers in Lambeau.
Yeah. I can't describe them. I can't explain them because they've had a couple games where they've just got their doors blown off of them.
Yeah.
Then they got to beat the Packers. So I don't know. They don't make any sense.
They don't at all, but it was pretty cool to see them win. How about the Steelers knocking off the Colts? I didn't think anyone was going to be able to beat the Colts, but the Steelers knock off the Colts 27-20. Daniel Jones.
No one was beating the Steelers that day. That was Mike Tomlin. His team's coming out to play.
Yeah, Daniel Jones still threw for 342 yards, and they managed to lose. So
Steelers. Who's their next game? They play at Chargers. He's a road underdog. He plays your Chargers this week, Sunday Night Football.
So that means hammer the Chargers, because the Steelers are not going to win 2 in a row.
That's what I'm trying to think.
The Jaguars sneak out an OT win.
Shout out to Moorzone. Cam Little.
Yeah. I won't claim him because he's a SaberCat, but shout out to him. And then the Bills beat the Chiefs 28-21.
Bills own the Chiefs in the regular season.
Yeah, in the regular season. Yeah, can't do it in the playoffs.
5-1 in the regular season. Josh Allen is against Patrick Mahomes. And don't talk about the playoff record, but
I know obviously the playoff is more like, there's more magnitude in those games, but it's like, what the hell is any different, dude? Like, it's the same team that you've played in the regular season.
Like, you can't, like, I understand like being like 5-1 and like maybe like 1-3 or 1-4 in the playoffs, but like you can't get one.
Yeah,
like you can beat them this easily in the regular season, but you can't get one in the playoffs.
Exactly. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And then Sunday night, what a mess by the Commanders, and they lose Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season.
I don't know why he was even in the game. I was coaching malpractice.
I don't think anyone knew why he was still in the game at that point.
Yeah.
Even their head coach, blanking on his name, I don't know why. Dan Quinn was like, "Yeah, I don't know why he was in the game." And it's like, well, dude, you're the head coach.
Yeah, you make that decision. I will say, if you want your star quarterback to break anything severely, I would say left elbow, non-throwing elbow is up there.
Yeah, I think that's like
you can have a sore elbow and still play football.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not this season. I mean, it's surgery and stuff, but
break like your left arm. Like, you don't want anything happening to the right arm or like his legs.
Obviously he's a mobile quarterback, so he needs healthy legs. But so best worst case scenario.
And then Monday night the Cowboys just got their ass kicked 27-17.
And that's all they can say about that.
Exactly. And Kyler Murray probably going to be looking for a new job. Coming up later on. So
Call of Duty streaming.
Yes, maybe he could be a Call of Duty streamer. You never know. Did you get a chance to watch any of the World Series Game 7?
Oh yeah. I was watching the OU game, and I was actually at an OU watch party, and I joked in the middle of the fourth quarter, I'm like, "Hey guys, this World Series is getting really good. Mind if we put it on?" Like, shut up. But yeah, I was watching it on my phone while watching the OU game, and then we turned it on at the end. All-time World Series, just moment after moment in every game.
Yeah, it just felt like so back and forth. Obviously, Game 3 we had the 18-inning game, which was incredible. And then Game 7 it went to 11 innings. I was that guy at the OU watch party where I was like, all right, guys, I want to see the clock hit 0 on this OU game before I switched over to the World Series. And everyone else is
understandable.
Like, no, dude, there's 30 seconds left in the game. They're gonna win. I'm like, dude, I need to see this thing hit zeros before I do anything. And we did eventually end up switching over a little early, but watched the end of that game, and it's just like, dude, that's what a heartbreaking end to a season for the Blue Jays.
There's just no way you sleep if you're a Blue Jays fan for like days, or a player.
I don't even know if I would have sat in the stands for like the next hour. Like they would have had to have kicked me out of that stadium because I would have been like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Oh, I've been in a moment. There's been a couple moments in my life, and one of them, I mean, the 2021 Big 12 championship, where you're literally frozen in that stadium for you're just sitting there. You're just like,
what did I just watch?
You don't even think about leaving in the moment. You're just like, what happened? What? Yeah. Where's the flag?
Exactly. We don't get another shot.
You're literally in denial for like 10 minutes. Like, I'm not leaving my seat. It's not over.
No, 100%. It was insane. So, all right. Anything else before we wrap this thing up and get ready for some Thunder basketball late night edition?
Thunder, still rolling. I'm gonna try to stay up.
No I can guarantee you this: your guys' seats will still be warm when you get there in the morning. I don't think we'll be out there until about 2 a.m.
Yeah, okay. Phil gets there around 3:30, so
maybe I'll make him a pot of coffee before I leave, so it's nice and hot for him when he gets there.
Oh no, Phil doesn't drink coffee anymore because of his heart, but he'll still eat Taco Bell every morning after the show.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Hey, that makes sense. That checks out. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us. Enjoy some late night basketball, and we'll be back later in the week for more here on Unadvised on the Sports Animal YouTube, Facebook, and on our very own X account at Unadvised Pod. Be safe, everyone, and we'll talk to you later. See you.